Welcome to Season 3 of The Biz Show, sponsored by Invest Choir. Discover what's next with this insightful podcast. And now, your hosts, Barry and Lisa.
Oh, hi there, Barry. How are you today?
Hey Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing pretty darn good, I must say, for a Friday.
Yes, guess what? It's
What?
season three. Welcome to
Oh,
season
wow.
three.
I've been with you for 3 seasons.
Oh, wow. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe I've been with you for 3 seasons.
We've known each other, what, 3 times 10 years? Decade?
Yeah, it's been what, 21 years now, maybe?
Wow. Almost 2 decades. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely,
Amazing. Time flies when you're having fun.
and we haven't killed each other.
No. Well, we haven't seen each other in a while.
Oh
Maybe
no.
that's why.
Well, we're not married to each other, so that's probably why we haven't killed each other, right?
Right. Yep. You've been all over the map, and I've been traveling, and all kinds of things have been going on
You
lately.
you do more traveling than I do for sure, and both of us have been sick.
Yes,
Recently, you're just coming on the tail end of it right now.
I haven't been able to do the podcast because my voice was taken over by the aliens of sickness.
Yeah,
I
I
have not
know.
been able to talk, and like it was awful. But you've had it, so you totally can commiserate with me.
I definitely can.
I'm
And
a little bit congested, and if I cough today, hopefully nobody will get sick through their earphones.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, I had a few coughs in the last few podcasts myself, so
Oh no.
and there's one right there.
Uh,
Well,
okay, well, we
listen,
got it out of
everybody.
the way.
Listen,
Yeah.
everybody. Welcome to season three. This season, we got a lot that we're lining up for this. We definitely want to hear from you and possibly talk with you on the podcast. So, let us know. Go to our group and send us a message, or you can email Lisa and I through InvestQuire.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear some topics, let us know. If you are interested in being a guest on the podcast, please let us know.
We love having guest speakers. We get to know your business inside and out, and we get to also give you a little marketing time. So please
Yeah,
reach out to us, no matter what profession you're in or what line of work. We'd love to talk with you on our podcast.
absolutely. Well, so
What's this all about here?
this
What
one
are we
we're
going to?
gonna do a pulse check, right? Basically, we're gonna compare 2024 to where we're at right now in 2025. State of the Union, right?
Now we're
Where's
about,
where's business at today?
yeah, we kind of have a pulse on what's happening in our new year of 2025. People are settling in and kind of saying, okay, this is what's going on now. Q1 is over, right?
Q1 just finished up, and we're into just the beginning of Q2, and so we're starting to settle into 2025 and the things that are
I'm just going to
affecting our business.
premise this conversation because some of the topics that we're talking about today, Barry, are related to the economy. And so there's positions on either side, regarding politically. And so I don't take an extreme position on either side. I'm pretty much middle of the road, and we're not here to take, any side today with any of our comments or any of our content. So I just wanted to premise our discussion today with that. I believe that there's a lot of things happening that some people may view negatively or positively. So we're just going to talk about how it relates to our business and what could be the positives and negatives with that.
Yeah, thank you for putting that disclaimer out there. You are absolutely right. We're apolitical, right? We don't care where you sit or whatever. All we're focusing on is what businesses are facing today, right?
Correct. Mhm.
So what we're up against, it is what it is. And however it got there, it's doesn't matter. It's just what we have to do to get through it. That's all.
Yeah, we have to adapt as business owners and always be thinking ahead so that we can achieve the greatest amount of profits possible. So adaptation is, one of the keys to a successful business.
Yeah, exactly. And we've used this term so many times throughout this season too. Pivot. right? And so you need to be, as you said, adaptable, right? And adaptable is pivoting, right? You might need to turn left, you might need to turn right, maybe you need to go up or down, whatever the case might be. You need to adapt to whatever changes are happening.
So let's talk about what's happening in our economic conditions with regards to market stability.
It's funny because as we were researching this, I found that even though we're out of 2024 and we're going to compare 2024 to 2025, as much as things have changed, a lot of them have stayed the same. For instance, in 2024, there were the Fed was raising the interest rates, and inflation was growing and stuff like that, and it was negatively impacting what consumers spend.
Right.
And guess what? Today, it's pretty much consumers aren't spending very much either, right?
Well, I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I think we've
Yeah.
seen
Okay.
inflation stabilizing a little bit and
It
coming
it
down a little bit. I mean, my gas prices in my area have definitely decreased.
really mine
Uh,
went up. I was
oh
just
yeah?
Tammy and I the other day. I was paying 450. Now I'm paying 465.
Oh wow. Maybe it's just that gas station that you normally go to. Who knows?
Well, it's all of them here in Rancho Santa Margarita and Mission Viejo. They've all gone up.
Yeah? Huh. Well, I guess we have two. See, there you go. We have two opposing viewpoints on the gas prices.
Well, you know what?
We're-
So let me
and we
say
still get along. We could still get along, right?
that's what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. I respect other people's opinions and specifically yours. And whether I agree with it or don't agree with it, that doesn't change how I feel about you as a person and a friend and stuff like that, right? And I
Right.
wish more people in the world would have that type of mentality where, okay, it's okay to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I mean, I've had personal experience with that. So I speak from my
Yeah,
heart in regards to that being a sensitive topic for me because I've had a lot of hatred coming forth from various directions. And, I've never changed. I've never
yeah.
been, extreme with any of my views or any of my beliefs. And so I feel like I'm pretty much neutral and I respect others. I just respect other people's opinions and why they are so passionate and let them
I
be passionate.
yeah,
Um,
I have a
I'm not here
really
to change anybody, and I don't want anyone to try to change me.
it's
I like who I am.
yeah,
So,
exactly. I have
and
a
if
really
I'm,
good friend who is a conspiracy theorist and stuff like that, and some of the things that he believes are way out there. But he's
yeah,
still a really good friend, and I love him for it because yeah, he opens my mind to other things, whether I agree with it or don't agree with it. That's besides the point.
yeah, it's fun to talk to those people because their minds are just so expanded, and it's a great conversation, I believe, to listen to other people's views. I really love the dynamics of different individuals. And I think that we need to be, like you said, just be more respectful towards one another. And so, yeah, so in my neighborhood, I think I've had just a recent experience of low gas prices. And I was like, oh, wow, this is great, especially going into,
I'm going to get gas in your neighborhood. You're only like 15 miles away.
you'll use all the gas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll use my gas to get over there to get it.
I know it's so interesting, right? And then in Florida, it's like $3 a gallon.
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
was just talking to some cousins in on the East Coast, and they're like, "We're still paying $2.58 a gallon." I'm
I
like,
know
"I
it's
hate,
so
I hate you."
wild. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's just one of the ways that we're looking at inflation, right? Is the gas prices. And then a
Well,
hot topic
yeah,
has been like the egg, the cost of a dozen eggs has been what, 6.99 or
10
something.
over $10 here.
Oh man, I don't do that. I don't do the organic. If it's 10
And
bucks,
and there's well, it's not organic. That's the regular eggs.
what?
Yeah, we went to Albertsons the other day and then to Walmart, and they were $10.19 for a dozen of regular eggs.
I don't get it. I don't get
And
it.
and now those prices have come down. Now they're like $7. But I'm
Yeah, that's
like,
what I've
yeah,
been.
where's
I
where's
mean,
the where's the $3, right?
everyone's like, I'm gonna start getting my own chickens.
Yeah. So, but
Not a bad idea.
the thing is the economy and inflation, and then just the uncertainty of the and that's really what I was referring to, the uncertainty of the economy right now, right? Things are
That's
bouncing up,
okay.
bouncing down. I mean, look at the stock market, right? One day it's three
Oh
thousand
my
up, the next
gosh.
day is 3,000 down,
Last week, what it
and
dropped? Oh my gosh. Dramatically. I was saying, buy stocks. I was telling all my friends and all my colleagues, you need to buy stocks today. And my girlfriend's like, I bought some stocks.
you know,
So I think that's a
it,
great time to buy, right?
when it heads down, yeah, I don't know where it's at, whether it's going to go up or down. I see it every
Back
day,
up.
and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Um,
Back
and
up a little.
then I think yesterday it was up like 2,700, but then it finished 1,000 down.
Yeah.
That's a big, that's a 3,000 point swing.
It's kind of fun to watch, right? It's kind of fun.
Roller coaster. Woohoo! Strap in, get that e-ticket
Well,
ride.
I think it's stimulating the real estate market because, and even businesses, because people are like, now let me diversify. I might lose all this money. The fear factor sets in, and then they're thinking of their other parts of their portfolio. And so
Yeah,
people are like, well, real estate's been tried and true, right? It's a long-term investment, right? So they're starting to diversify and think, okay, maybe I should move the
yeah.
money or start putting money into real estate. Or people are
And
buying businesses, right, to have passive
right,
income and whatnot.
right. I was going to ask you at the end of the podcast about the state of the union of real estate too, so we can touch on
Yes.
that and kind of see where that's at. And basically, you hit the nail on the head, right? It's the uncertainty of the economy, where things are, and do you invest? Do you hold your money? You know, there's who knows, right? And it's funny because even though things were a little bit more stable in 2024, there was still a lot of that going on, right? The stock market wasn't as crazy as it was. Gas prices weren't as crazy as they were, or are, but nonetheless, things do stabilize out at a certain point.
Yes, I think that I think that 2024, like you just said, wasn't as crazy. And here I am from a different perspective. I feel like things have improved. But that's just our two viewpoints. And I think this is going to be a really meaty conversation today, Barry, because I think we do look at it from different lenses. Um, I think last year there was so much like still fear and uneasiness. And I know it just from real estate, my own numbers went down so dramatically. And I've heard that across the board from lenders and my affiliates because, people were just not making a move. And there was very little inventory to prove it. And nobody wanted to let go of their, 2% interest rates. And now that we're like a year in, people are like, or maybe even more than a year, it's probably been like 2.5 years in. They're really adapted. People did adapt to the 6% interest rates. And so now people are making moves and they're living with it. And, they've received increases in their salaries and, their income, their family income
Wait,
has.
you got a raise?
I, I'm an entrepreneur, so no, I have not, unless
I
I
know, I know, I know.
downsize my
Um,
budget.
yes, yes, we all have had to do that. So, anyways,
Well, yeah, maybe this
and
year
I
I'll be
think
getting
you
myself a
hit
raise.
the I think
But
you hit the
yeah, I
nail on
think
the
that
head
picked up.
in regards
Yes.
to it stabilize. At some point, it's going to stabilize.
Yeah. So interest rates are stabilizing, inflation stabilizing. What about consumer spending overall?
I don't know. From my perspective, I see people holding onto the money more, spending less.
Yeah.
Um, I just saw on the news last night that they said right now the average American can expect to spend an additional $4,500 on the year on purchasing of goods and groceries and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
So the
definitely.
news is saying everything's gone up.
Well, the news does have a glim view of things, but I know that when I just bought a car recently and I couldn't find a car. I mean, the car lots are empty, and that brings up the topic of tariffs, but tariffs have definitely stimulated the goods. The people are out there buying the high ticket price items, computers, iPhones, people are buying, cars are gone. You have to order a car and they're actually charging a premium to pay for the over the sticker price of like 15%. I'm like, what? I'm not doing that. So I actually altered the brand and make of the car that I was going to purchase because I was like, I'm not paying over the sticker price. I usually like to negotiate the off of the sticker price. So I think that there's a lot more spending going on, especially for the high priced ticket items
Hmm.
like cars.
See, I see complete opposite on that.
No, I'm like in it.
But
So I,
maybe that's the circles that we live in, right? I don't know. You know, it's funny because I bought my car in 2021 and I had the same issue. There were no, in 2021, there were no cars on the lots. You go by all the lots and there were like 5 cars on a lot that held 300.
it was crazy. I was at Lexus and Genesis. I was looking at those
Yeah.
two brands, and both of the lots I wanted white on white or black on white, and they were gone. There was nothing. There was the used cars left. And I was talking to a banker from Umpqua Bank yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a car too, and I can't find one on the lots." I couldn't believe the lot was so empty. And so, yeah, I was just like, "It's true. It's because of the tariffs. People don't want to pay the extra tariff, so they're buying their cars left and right."
Yeah. Well, again, just preface that, we're not here to determine whether tariffs are good or bad. We're just figuring out how to make ends meet today.
Yeah,
So let's move on and let's talk about, the next part of kind of the state of the economy of technology versus a year ago to where it is today.
okay, let's dive in.
The biggest one is AI, right? That's the big elephant in the room. Back a year ago in 2024, AI, people were still skeptical of it. They were adopting it, but it was kind of a concern of how am I going to use this? What's it going to do? What traction can I get about it? There's a lot of skepticism.
Yeah, I remember your face when we were talking about it because we would meet in person
Hmm.
at the conference room above Chase Bank, and you were like, I don't know where. I just remember you were just like puzzled by it. You're like, I don't know what is going to be the downfall or the positives of this yet. You were still having like a mixed opinion, and it was a topic that you really wanted to explore. And now it's like it's everywhere. You can't even put a Facebook post without AI saying, "Do you want to use AI?"
Yeah, and there's the good side and the bad side, but it's like that on everything, right? And we've had podcasts in season one, I think it was maybe the beginning of season two, about AI and watching out for the dark side of AI and the nefarious actors, bad actors, stuff like that. But there's also a lot of good. And the AI can, and now it's proving that it can really help businesses conduct more business and be more efficient if it's used right. And there's a lot of apps out there, AI apps, that can help you do that.
Yeah, it's a good shortcut for sure. At least to get a base of maybe what you want to draft or put together. And
Uh-huh.
then right? It really stimulates, I think, your mind to get the project done.
Right. Well, I've created my own AI model and I'm
Yeah.
training it right now. So we'll see where it goes.
Oh,
It's based off of Chat GPT, but it's, there's you can kind of grab your own AI model, but you got to put all this data into it for it to learn. And you got to be careful that you give it good data, not bad data, right?
yeah, that's interesting. So it's
Garbage in,
definitely
garbage out.
so that one AI has definitely come a long way. Like we're all immersed in it now. It's like it's a normal thing. It happens so fast, it feels like.
Well, Google is a good example, right? Now, when you Google something, what is the first thing in your results that you get? You get AI. The results AI is telling you this is what it is, or this is what you're looking for, and stuff like that. And then below that, you start get the organic searches or results, from people's and websites and stuff like that. But you're always getting the AI first. And Android had said now that the Google Assistant is going to be AI. I believe Apple even said they're coming out with their AI, the Siri and stuff like that's going to be all AI.
But oh my gosh, crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder how
So
that
so who knows where that's going to end up? I think it can be a very good thing. And when we had those podcasts about nefarious actors and bad actors and stuff like that, that holds true for any product or business. There's always going to be somebody out there that doesn't use it the way it's intended to be used, or try to use it against you, or collect money from it and stuff like that. So I
that's
think
always good. there for sure.
Yeah. So, so the next one, I've actually ran into this a few times, supply chain and operations, right? And 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 I'm going to even go back to 2020, 2021. I remember, working at a large restaurant company, of us not being able to get supply. We would order, $6,000 a product and maybe get
Yeah.
$2,000 of it
Oh, wow.
because it just wasn't there, for them in the supply chain. And this was because of COVID for sure. And it took a long time to
Level out.
recover from that.
Right.
And now, if we take a look at that, it's easier supply chain to get products, so on and so forth. Um, but based again off of the new tariffs and stuff like that, we'll see how it plays out. I really can't say. Something I will say, I know two people who have online shopping sites. Basically, they're Amazon affiliates, right? They have a website, and all their products are Amazon and linked to Amazon and things like that. They're shutting down because the everything they get comes from China,
Oh, okay. So
and
they're
they're,
afraid
yeah,
that they won't be able to make a profit anymore.
well, a lot of their supply chain, it got turned off.
Oh,
It's not even there anymore. They
not
can't get it.
available. Oh, interesting.
Unavailable. So one
Yeah.
of them that I was talking to, she said that of the products that she sells on her website, she has over half she can't get them anymore. They're all unavailable.
Oh, that's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
what did you say at the beginning? Time to pivot.
exactly. And you're going to hear that word a lot through this podcast and probably through several podcasts down the road too. And we've already discussed it in season 2.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
um, yeah,
yeah, so now that leads to getting things locally, which is going to stimulate our USA, America.
yeah.
And I think that is the goal of our current president. But local sourcing and diversifying your vendor relationships, like I think that's really starting to become necessary based on what you just said too.
I have always been a big fan of local and mom and
Huh?
pop stores, right? So when we go out to dinner, yeah, I could go to Chili's or Applebee's or to Black Angus or Cattleman's or whatever, or I could go to the small little restaurant on the corner that's ran by mom and pa. And 75% of the time I will go there because I want to keep my money local, right? I want to be
Yeah,
able to support my local friends, my neighbors, my
yeah,
local businesses.
because
Yeah, I could go to
life.
Chili's, but then
Yeah,
where's that money go? That money goes into some CEO's pocket who's in New York City and he's already making $300 million a year.
exactly. And
That
most of the
doesn't help.
has been previously frozen.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
So I am always a big proponent of that. And it's funny. I have a friend that lives in Oregon, and he's always complaining that they can't pump their own gas.
Oh,
And I'm like,
I love when we used to have people that pumped your gas for you.
well, I told him, I says, you know what? I don't mind. Let them pump your gas. It's a job, right? Somebody has a job, and they're pumping your gas. So why not? I mean, you know, that helps the economy.
That's right. Somebody needs a job, so that's a good thing, right? And then rely on
Yeah,
their tips to feed their children. I never
true.
understood why, being single, I've been on dates and some men don't tip the waitress. And I was like, they depend on their tip money, probably
Wait,
to
wait.
put gas in their car.
People don't tip?
Yeah, it's a big turnoff of mine.
I
I mean,
always I always
there's
tip.
yeah, there's grounds for that if you are having very poor service.
Well, of course, of course.
Yeah.
I remember one time Tammy and I went to, this is when we lived actually up in the Bay Area, and we went to Vacaville we were going to go to a movie, and there was a restaurant right there. So we went in, we were going to try this restaurant out for the first time. We came in, the hostess sat us down,
Yeah.
and then we waited for 30 minutes
Uh, until
before
somebody took.
somebody even walked by. Oh, have you guys been helped yet?
Wow.
Like, yeah, no. And let me get you some water. And they got us water, and then we waited another 15 more minutes before a server came up. And I'm like, you know what? Sorry, we got to go because we're watching a movie here. And the time that we spent here waiting, we could have been eating, but now we can't. So we ended up watching the movie and then hit McDonald's on the way back.
Oh my Lord. Crazy, huh?
But
That you feel like you're invisible or something. I always
yeah,
say that. I'm
but
invisible,
so
right?
did we tip them? No, didn't tip them at all. I got a free glass of water is what I got out of it.
You got water and that was it? Oh
That was
man.
it. So
They're not a good example of running a business because they let at least $100 walk out the door, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what restaurant you're at, but I think that is a poor business practice.
Well, yeah. Um, for me, I've always been the type, and I try to be Johnny on the spot, old term, but if we got a customer, I try to reach out to them within 30 minutes, right? Just so that, we're quick to respond and get stuff done. When able, you ask me to do something, I try to get it done right away as I possibly can. Right
Yeah.
now, it's been taking me a little bit of time because, I have other things going on too. But nonetheless, I try to jump on it as fast as I can to get it done.
Yes. Yep,
Um,
but you're very quick. So where are we
so
at here? So we're talking about,
labor.
yeah,
So the workforce, and this is an interesting one because things have changed a lot from last year to this year, right? Last year, the big topic was remote work
right.
and working from home and the return to the office. And we've had a conversations many times about this,
The pros and the cons.
the pros and the cons. And from a corporate perspective and as past CEO, I've mentioned that a lot of CEOs want their employees back because they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars per month on this office space that's not being used.
So now they're doing a more of a hybrid work model where they can come in a couple days a week.
Yeah, yeah. So now I think there's been the compromise between corporate America and employees where you can work from home a day or two per week and come into the office a day or two per week.
Right.
And I just want to ask this question though. Who
Sure.
said we got to have a 5-day work week and a 2-day weekend? It should be the other way around. We should have a 2-day work week and a 5-day weekend.
I don't know. Would anybody get anything done?
You got 2 days to get stuff done. Maybe you need to work 10 hours or 12 hours those days. And
Well,
and let
Barry,
me ask you this. If you had a corporate job where you were working 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and they came to you and says, hey, we'll give you a 5-day weekend. You're only going to work 2 days, but on those 2 days, you got to work 12 hours each day. It's only 24 hours. Would you take that deal?
yeah, I would do it for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I would.
I don't know who
Um,
wouldn't, unless people don't like their personal life too much. I don't know.
right.
That's a whole other topic. Well, let's get back on track then.
Yes, let's get back on track.
All right. So
So,
political environment and current events are
well,
rapidly.
yeah, those are changing rapidly and on a daily basis, right? And again, just preface that we're not here to say yay or nay, what's right, what's wrong. We're just here to navigate through.
That's right.
So, but those are some concerns of the differences just from last year to this year, right? The election had a lot of uncertainty. There were a lot of regulatory concerns. And now this year, the election has already happened. We have a new administration, and they're just settling in. I mean, this is a tough call, right? Because anytime you get a new administration coming in, there's always going to be change, right? Because you're changing from one administration to the next, new policies versus old policies. So it's just something that we have to adapt to.
Exactly. And well, we were talking about how luxuries, in terms of purchases, are being rapidly increasing here this year. Last year, people were kind of like prioritizing their essentials that they purchase and maybe not spending so much money on luxuries. So consumer spending shifted because of the inflation and the interest rates, and people were being very cautious last year.
Yeah, they were. And right now things and from your perspective have opened up some. And from mine, I think they're kind of the same, to tell you the truth. I don't really see that things have changed for me in my circle that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, when you put yourself in the circle of like, buying something like that, then you would probably notice it more, or having conversations with those people that are out there, doing that. Um, but yeah, so
Well,
we,
let me
yeah,
ask you about the real estate market. I mean, you're a real estate
yeah,
agent, and so I know the market last year, and with the Fed hikes and stuff like that. What's the interest rate now? Is it 6, 7, 8%?
no, it's about six. Excuse me, my dog is barking, but yeah, it's about 6%. Um, I have noticed since last year that my business has definitely increased, and we're getting homes with 22 offers on them again. We have just a lot of, calls coming in on our listings. I have a lot of business um, investors that want to purchase businesses to set up for their retirement because, like I said earlier, they're looking to diversify their portfolio and not, maybe not keep all of their money in stocks, but maybe buy some businesses that they could receive profitability on and have some passive income streams for them to retire. That is a perspective that one of my clients shared with me, one of my buyer clients that was looking to purchase one of my listings that I have for sale, one of my businesses.
So it sounds like we should stay cautiously optimistic about the market.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the interest rates are like 6.25 to 6.5, always depending on various factors like your credit and your debt to income ratios. Um, yeah, so whatever's happening in the economy is going to put pressure on the interest rates. And so they're actually talking about a decrease in May and June in the interest rate. So I'm looking forward to that in terms of, real estate and our business sales for people that are using SBA loan products and whatnot.
How many people have used a VA loan? Have you used a VA loan in a while?
Yeah, we're selling a property in a town called Temecula, which is like the wine country here.
Yeah,
And we just sold it to a VA buyer.
cool. I'm VA, right, and a veteran, and I've talked to them in the past, and they used to have a certain amount formula that they would have based off your income of what they would go up to, like 700,000 in California. And now they've changed it where there's no limit. I mean, whatever it is what it is.
It's amazing because their mortgage payment is pretty hefty when they're spending $900,000 on a house, right? With
Yeah,
zero money down.
yeah,
Um, one
yeah.
one of my colleagues, Jackie, just sold a property at 100% financing to a lady that fit the income guidelines for grant and government down payment assistance.
Uh-huh.
And so she's able to purchase her first home, and her home actually faces the marina in Pittsburgh, the harbor of all the boats and everything.
Oh, up north. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like getting this beautiful property with zero money down. She's not a VA buyer, and it's not a grant where you have to pay it back. So there's some really cool programs out there for people that have stability with their jobs and they can prove, that they make steady income. but they're able to take advantage of these programs. So I would definitely call me if or Barry
I
if
want
you.
to I want to know what program that is.
Yeah, I'll hook you up with the lender.
Yeah. Well, I need to stabilize something first.
Yes, exactly. They would require 2 years of W-2 or
Right. Right.
yeah.
Well, we need to wrap this podcast up, and we could go on and on and on and on this thing. But the bottom line is for this is, and we mentioned the word before, pivot, right? Be agile, right? And be able to see what's happening to your business and being able to adapt and rapidly change, to left, right, up, down, whatever the case might be,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Yep. Keep your eye on the market.
Yeah, definitely keep your eye on the market, what's going on there. As far as technology wise, definitely take a look at technology and how technology can work for you. Technology is cheap, right? In a sense here. And guess what? It works 24/7. Your
Yeah,
employees don't, right?
right. That's true.
So
Good point.
so you might spend $100 on something a month, but if you had an employee doing that, how much money are you going to spend? And I'm not saying get rid of your employees. That's not what I'm
No,
saying. I'm just
right.
saying that how cheap technology actually is, and it can work really good for you. So take a look at that. You might want to look at investing in some more technology.
There you go. Yeah. Reach out to us if you have any questions about that. Barry's a resource of information in the technology field, and we would love to hear from you anyway.
Yes, exactly. Well, with that, shall we wrap it up, Lisa?
Wrap it up. Season 3's begun. Check us out. Hit the like button on your Pandora, Spotify, whatever app you're using, and we'll see you next week.
All right, guys, you have a great day. Go out there and make some money. And Lisa and I will see you next Monday.
Sounds great.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Biz Show podcast. Subscribe to stay updated and follow Barry and Lisa on Facebook at The Biz Show. Share your comments or suggest specific business topics you'd like to hear. Bye!